been a tough week. It's not always going to be easy to do these, but you have to prioritize the essential things that you care most about. Otherwise, everything, no matter how small or big, will find a way of pulling you away. And as you get older, time just disappears. So it's amazing when you prioritize and say no to other things, but you can actually get done when you say no, because I have to do the few things. And especially in a time frame when you used to think, oh, half hour's not enough time, you get stuff done in 10 minutes. I mean, such as this video. And for me, the impact of this, even if it's just one of you, I see a few people are regularly watching these, that impact can have a greater purpose than what I'm doing for myself. And that's not why I do these. Again, I journal every day. I have my thoughts. This is just a share because I feel it's one tiny bit of ministry I can do in case you're watching it. So the 3 things in this video that I mainly learned from this week are 90 seconds of stress and move on. Then the next, let me pull up my notes here, is defeating the work grind. And the last one is peace with eternity. Okay, so if you deal with stress, I think this will be a helpful video. And I don't know what has been told to you about it, but stress is a really damaging, dangerous thing. It can cause you to lose sleep, cause you to take out that stress on others, just with outlets of frustration. And you want to fight it. It's not godly, and it's only natural to happen, just because things happen in this life. But you have an outlet with it. It's either on other people, or it's going to be in a productive way. And then I was looking at other people who have much more stressful lives than I. Tony Robbins, he's like a big life coach. I'm sure a lot of you know of him. But I was listening to a podcast with him and Tim Ferriss, and they were just talking about what Tony does with stress, because he has something like 18 companies that he runs. And he said, there's a 100% chance, like if I'm on a flight and I check my phone, there is a 100% chance something has gone wrong, something's blown up. And think about that. Doesn't matter how rich you are. Stress is stress. And usually, if you have higher means of financial stuff, it's because you're in more of a leadership position, heavier weight, and thus the marketplace rewards you for bearing that weight and making the harder decisions. So stress, it's only going to be bigger if you're trying to climb the ladder, so to speak. And what Tony Robbins said is what he and his wife have committed to this year is only letting 90 seconds of stress be with the problem at hand, and then they have to move on. They vent. 90 seconds. You vent, get it out of your system, talk about it, and then you move on. You don't come back to it. You don't let it ruin your night. You have to be positive after that 90 seconds. So I've been trying to do that. I'll talk about it because I have, try to bottle it up, act like nothing's wrong, and then it just seeps out some other way. So 90 seconds, you vent. However, maybe you have to hit a punching bag. Maybe you just got to talk it out. I'm someone who has to talk things out loud. I'm doing these videos. That's how I process things. Maybe you just need to go for a run, but whatever it is, it's a fast run, 90 seconds. 90 seconds, that's all you get, and you move on. Life is too short, and most decisions, if to consult, you get a plan, but otherwise 90 seconds, you make the decision, you move on, done. Next, and this is kind of related to stress, is the work grind. I have so much passion with what I do. I love my career. I love that it's God-led. But we all hit that grind, or we just got to plow through something in the weeds, like you're in a jungle with a machete just hacking it out. And you have to do it. No matter how much you love something, just like with music, I have to literally, if wood, drumsticks, I got to chop them up because I'm practicing so much, and you got to pound through that grind. And there will be those moments where everyone kind of hits the ceiling, and there's like the majority that don't move on because of how hard that is. There's the extra time or the extra wisdom making sure you're doing it right. But when you're in that grind, what works for you? And what I started doing this week, man, is because you get kind of caught up in the tasks, not the why for the reason you're even doing your work. I want to leave a positive impact on people. You can do that all the time. And then the work grind, particularly, you're just stressed and I compliment people, and it revolutionized my situation. It was, let's see, today's the 28th, so like on Sunday the 28th, Wednesday, I remember I was just getting so frustrated with something. And then I said, emails to 2 people, just thanking them. It was someone who I work with who helps like title with descriptions, and she's a writer. And I was just looking back on past stuff, trying to remember why we do what we do, needed that refresher. And then I saw that she does such a good job capturing, we have content, like 40 minutes, and she does a title. And I'm like, you do such an amazing job with that. I sent her this email. Just want to thank you. I'm looking over the past year's worth of content. You nail those things every time, capturing it in just one line. And it's amazing. I just want to thank you. And then Angela and I were having premarital counseling, and I'm realizing the impact that has, and I just sent it to our counselor saying, I want you to realize this is something that's changing our lives. Thank you for the ministry that you do. And it's not about hearing back from the people, but my action of just trying to compliment and love on somebody else changed my entire situation. It was like, I've never been on one of those oxygen bars, but you know how people are like, well, do that to get the freshness or more alert. No idea what that is. I don't need any of that. I have done this, and I'm going to try to do it every time I hit that ceiling, hit the wall, the grind. Try it. And if it does, like this week, guess what? You're going to hit stress. Try it this week, whether it's your family, just send an email to your email to someone you love. I don't care. It could let the Spirit lead you. And then if it works, write the story below. I know some of you guys are watching these videos. I would just love to hear if you interact with some of these ideas and how it works with other people. So try that. And then the third thing for me, I don't know if I really talked about this in a public way before, but eternity and having peace with it. I feel like I made a big breakthrough this week. The thought of eternity freaks me out sometimes. And I don't want to freak you out right now, but let's just hit the tip of the iceberg. Forever is a really long, long time. I'm just going to sit on it for a second. It never ends, ever. Never ever ends. And this is like one of the only times I actually have little minor panic attacks. Not right now. But sometimes it just makes me really bad. It's a healthy thing to do because it's the truth. We're all going to have eternity. And it evaluates why I'm doing what I do. But then this week, I was just thinking of how much peace I do have in this, even in this fallen world, the beautiful moments and God being the thing that centers me. And I'm in this little bubble. I'm in Nashville. I don't get to travel much anymore, but I want to travel the world. And then if you think about eternity and the galaxies and things, the best of what we have here, it's in the Bible, doesn't even compare to the riches of the kingdom. We have no idea. And I have to trust God. And when I truly believe that eternity is going to be spectacular, I'll have peace. And I do. And I go to that where it's like my peanut of a brain, it can't comprehend what's coming. And then when I have those panicky moments of forever, it just needs to be all the more reason to love people and try to have them be open to hearing the word and accepting Christ and just letting us be used as God's instruments. But eternity is not scary. We only know a fallen world, but what's coming, something to rejoice in. And we have to remember that. I would love to know any thoughts that you guys actually think of if you share in a weird panic moment with that too. But those are my 3 things this week that really stood out the most. They actually changed my life and how I view things, and I hope they bless you in some way. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and just be blessed this week. Take things with a new perspective. And I pray that you don't let any moment pass without trying to get the most out of life. That's all God wants for you. With the purpose He has for His children. All right. Peace and love to whoever's watching next week. Bye.